All right, Ben. So, I want your take on how you think, okay, from your perspective, how religion can be a tool to promote men's mental health. So it's two sides to the question: how religion can be a tool to promote mental health, men's mental health, and also how religion has been a medium through which men's mental health has been impacted negatively. So the negative side of it, and then the positive side of it. Yeah.
The positive side.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So which one will you go
So
first?
when it comes, I will take the two together.
Okay.
When it comes to spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
I mean religion,
Mm-hmm.
it actually has its good and bad sides, especially when it comes to who is practicing what and the person's
Mm-hmm.
understanding when it comes to spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who have had, amazing life relationship and others through like their spiritual connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who are, let's say, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and then their faith has become a sort of positive outlook or a positive channel when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to their mental health.
Mm.
Because for some people, when they are going through mental health challenges, they pray,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They pray and like just giving that was a problem, a challenge to a higher source helps
Yeah.
some people to actually dissect or to work with their mental health challenges, which is fine.
Yeah.
You get it, and I mean it works with a lot of people who have high faith, who have who believe in spirituality and all that.
Mm.
And then we also have the downside of it.
Mm.
There are people who have also been negatively affected by
Mm.
spirituality, faith,
Mm-hmm.
and religion,
Mm.
and it has actually had a negative impact on their mental health.
Mm.
There are people who, through their association to their beliefs, through
Mm.
their association to religion and their spirituality,
Mm.
it's actually affected them mentally.
Mm.
There are people who have been questioning themselves, who do not really believe in themselves or do not really understand themselves
Mm.
because of what their faith or spirituality
Beliefs.
tells them,
Mm.
beliefs exactly tell them is how they are supposed to act or what they are supposed to do.
Mm.
So we have both the downside and the upside to it. What I always recommend to people, especially when it comes to spirituality,
Mm.
religion, and others, is see what works for you.
Mm.
Really,
Mm.
like try if you grew up in a spiritual setting or spiritual society, try and see if it is actually helping you, if it's actually promoting your mental health, or rather it is affecting you negatively, and
Mm.
see if it is something that you can work on.
Mm.
I have people, because of my what I do, I meet people from all aspects of life,
Mhm.
people with different points of view, understanding. I have met atheists, I have met monotheists, I've met people who believe in like all sorts of things and all
Mm.
that. And you see, at the end of the day, it is your faith and what you believe in, and
Yeah.
if it works for you, fine.
Yeah.
There are people I have met. Some of the great people I have met are not religious people. They are actually atheists. They are people who, yes, and they have come to that sort of understanding, and so the understanding also comes to play in it, right? That
Mm.
you are not following your spirituality or the faith based on hearsay, but it's something that you yourself have decided or worked on actually learning for yourself.
Mm. Mm.
So if that
Mm.
is something that you can do as a person, spirituality and faith can actually help you. But
Yeah.
of course, if you realize that it's affecting you negatively, then that's also a conversation that you should be ready to have for
Mm.
yourself. Yeah.
Mm. So, me, for instance, coming from the viewpoint as a Christian, I believe in God, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think, as you said, whatever works for you based on your belief or your faith.
Yeah.
So, I have
Mm-hmm.
seen that it's not always the case, but I've seen that most of the times that I've had bad days or tougher days or tough
Mm-hmm.
moments, I I cry a lot. That's
Mm-hmm.
one way
Mm-hmm.
I try to like let it off, and then
Mm-hmm.
I pray about it when I'm going to bed.
Mm.
Like it's not that prayer like you are praying to God, giddy giddy, that kind of thing. Like I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
letting it on to God. Like I'm leaving it all up to
Mm-hmm.
Him. Like this is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying to you. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to patch up this situation. I don't know how to make meaning of this. I'm handing it over to you,
Mm-hmm.
Lord. So, and just by saying even those few lines, deep
Yeah.
down, I feel like okay, something has been eased off me. Like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, whatever you believe in, if it works for you. But for me, I feel like that there's been instances where that has felt like a great source of relief for me. Like me just praying about things.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happens,
Yeah.
I don't think about it anymore. It's not like the problem vanishes, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't give it that much energy as before because I feel
Yeah.
like I've let
Mm-hmm.
it go. I've given it to someone else
Mm-hmm.
bigger than me. So we will figure it out
Exactly.
together.
Exactly.
It's not only me
Mm-hmm.
in the situation now. There's somebody else backing me or something. So
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's been.
So I mean,
Mhm,
if
mhm. Please come, please
yeah,
come.
so I mean, if it works for you, just like
Mhm,
I've said, right?
mhm,
If it works for you, because yes, just like in your situation, like when you're going through problems and situations, and then
mhm,
you pray
mhm,
or you talk to your spiritual leader and all that, and then it calms you down, that is
mhm,
fine. That
mhm,
is great. You get it?
mhm,
That works for you. But if I mean, you get to the situation where you are talking to the higher power and all that, and it's actually affecting you negatively,
yeah,
then there is a problem there. Right? So
yeah,
with you, it works for you, and that is great. That is fine. At the end of the day, right? Your mental health is something that it is personal for you.
mhm.
And mind you, what may work for one person may not
You know
necessarily
what?
work for the other person.
Yeah.
Exactly. For some people, when they are going through mental health challenges or they are stressed and all that, if they are able to sleep, like for me, like this, when I sleep, it works for me. Some people reading, also like traveling and all that. Some people meditate, exercising, doing yoga and all that. For other people too, they pray. For other people, they speak to other people and all that. Find what works for you, and then work with it. You can try a lot of things or other things and see what will work for you. At the end of the day, make sure you personalize your mental health strategies and what can actually help you. Yeah.
Thank you for that input. I think one thing
Mm,
we should also draw attention on is that as much as you are trying out what works for you, people resort to the extreme, like drug
mm,
abuse, doing
yeah.
so many
Hmm.
weird stuff, like to even
Yeah.
that may even go a long run to destroy your health or something. It will
Yeah.
worsen the
Hmm.
problem. So I think
Hmm.
that's the extreme. So I think
Yes.
um, there's a balance to everything, and then
Of course.
some things you may think okay you're getting the pleasure now or you're
Hmm.
getting the relief now, but it can go a long way to have some side effects later or something like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think it's important.
Yes.
Mm.
Substance abuse is never ever recommended, especially when it comes to strategies or ways of managing your mental health challenges.
Mm.
Drugs, alcohol, and I mean, think about them. They are actually not recommended because, again, just like you said, they are like what's the name? Putting, how do we call it, plaster over a gunshot wound. They are just something that
Aggravate the problem.
things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Even if it's help you, it's going to help you for just an hour or two, just a
Yeah.
very short period of
Yeah.
time. And then when that highness or that drowsiness gets off, the situation is still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you are looking for solutions to your problems,
Mm.
look for ones that are more sustainable.
Yeah.
Look for ones that are more sustainable, ones that can help you for a long period of time.
Mm.
Drugs, alcohol are not recommended.
Mm.
They are not recommended. They are not the best. And if you know, and you know, there are people too who have challenges when it comes to substance abuse and all
Mm.
that. There are always avenues or help there
Mm.
for you.
Mm.
If you need solutions or you
Mm.
need help when it comes to your substance abuse and all that, there
Mm.
are always avenue for you to help you with
Mm.
all those things.
Mm.
And again, as I have said earlier, you are not alone.
Yeah.
Whatever challenge that you feel you are going through, you are not alone. There are always people and strategies available to help you
Yes.
with your challenges. Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad we are having this conversation, and I'm sure other platforms are also championing this whole mental health, men's mental health, women's
Yeah.
mental health,
Hmm.
because growing up, when we hear mental health, we our attention is drawn to the people running on the streets naked.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it looked like people were making some of these misconceptions around mental health. People were attributing it more to spiritual
Mm.
influence or something. So you will go to
Mm.
churches, this prayer comes, deliverance centers, and you see people like who have problems with their mental health, like those
Yeah.
running on the streets and stuff. They've been come there
Mm.
like that. They are going to be delivered. But now we are seeing the other side of it. That it's actually there's holistic care. It's not just
Yeah.
one-sided
Mhm.
treatment or something. So I'm glad we are having these conversations. I
Yeah.
want I
Mhm.
want to I
Mhm.
want to draw attention to this whole month. We are celebrating, no, we are drawing attention to or sensitizing people on men's mental health.
Yeah.
What is the relevance, first of all, what is the relevance of, because I'm not sure we have women's mental health month, but we have men's
Mm.
mental health month. What is the relevance of this
Mm.
day? And how do we champion our advocacies beyond this month of June?
Mm. So men's mental health month it's a conversation, or rather it is a month that is very necessary. It's
Mm-hmm.
one that is needed. It's a conversation that must be had not just in the month of June, but each and every time. Because just like we have established earlier, it's
Mm-hmm.
very difficult for most men to talk about their mental health challenges.
Yeah.
So I believe that is why internationally a month is set aside to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate or commemorate men's mental health, where conversations and discussions about men's mental health are had. But again, this is not something that must be done just in June.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how I mean for other celebrations like let's say Mother's Day and others, it's just a
Mm-hmm.
1 day thing and just a
Mm-hmm.
1 day fiasco, and then after
Mm,
that we forget about it. The
mm,
men's mental health month is not something that should just be celebrated in just a month. It's
mm,
something that must be had year long. It is a conversation that we must have each and every time.
mm,
Whenever we meet our friends, whenever we meet our families, whenever we meet at workplaces and all that, it's a conversation we must have. We must make
mm,
sure that we are checking on each other. How is your colleague doing? How is your friend doing? How is your
mm,
brother doing? Especially the men, the women too. But how
mm,
are they really doing? Not
mm.
just a colloquial, in Ghana, when I mean you are asked how you are doing,
Yeah,
automatically everyone
yeah.
expects
I'm
you to say I
fine.
am fine. But if you are not fine, it is okay for you to say I am not
I'm
fine.
not. Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes when you say that, it actually shocks people, eh? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I try to do. Like most times when people ask me how I am doing, it's not just an automatic response that I give. It is,
Mm,
I try as much as possible to actually feel like that split second, to feel,
mm,
okay, how am I
mm,
actually feeling? How am
mm,
I actually doing? And give an honest response as much as possible.
mm.
Sometimes when someone asks me how I am doing, I just tell, look, I am hungry, because honestly,
You
how I
are.
am feeling now is I am hungry. Like,
Mm,
and I'll tell you how I do. Look, I am hungry. Like, that is how I am feeling now. How are you doing? Look, I am tired.
mm.
I am
It's
like,
normal.
I am stressed, and it
Mm,
is okay,
yeah,
because it just shows that you are human, right?
yeah,
Because it is
yeah.
normal for you to be tired. It's normal for you to be anxious. It's normal for you to not feel well. It's not
Mm,
automatic. You are not. And I mean, if you are someone who is always fine, then there is a problem. I
mm,
mean, because I mean, in as much as because as much as you are human and you are in the world, by all
mm.
means, people will things will worry you. People
Yeah,
will do things that will
you-
affect you and
yeah,
all that. And
yeah.
it's normal for you to feel those feelings. It is
Mm,
normal for you to get angry, for you to be annoyed and
mm,
other things.
mm,
You get it. So whenever people ask how you are doing, right, be
mm,
try and be honest. And also
mm.
that is actually a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And that's also pushes the other person to also be honest about how they are feeling. I
Mm,
mean, if you are looking at how do I open up to people, this simple
mm. It's a
strategy.
starter.
When you meet someone, that's what's the name, a starter. When someone asks how are you doing, and you're actually not feeling well, and you want to be honest about it, Tell the person, like, this is how I'm actually feeling. This is what I'm going through now. And then, of course, you also meet people that, I mean, when you tell them how you're actually feeling, they are going to laugh about it. They are going to take it as, oh, it's a joke. They are going to say, oh, but it's not that deep and all that. Just know that those people are not ready for those conversations.
Yeah.
Know that there are always people who are open to having those conversations, who are genuinely interested in how you are feeling and what you are going
Yeah.
through. You will find those people if you are very intentional and conscious about those people around you. You will find them and you'll be open to sharing your feelings, talking about how you are feeling, and being there for each other. So, men's mental health is not a conversation that we should just have in June. It should be something that we should have each and every day, all year long. Wherever we meet, at church, in the mosque, at the marketplace, we meet in the tro and all that. Let's talk about it and about how we can support ourselves as human beings, as men, as women, as people who are in the world and going through a lot of things together. We are all going through different things each and every day.
Yeah.
Like let's try as much as possible to give people grace and try to be a bit understanding with people.
Thank you. Thank you for that. For that, your
Mm,
take on that.
yeah.
Before we go to our final question, okay,
Mm,
this just came up when you were explaining the relevance of Men's Mental Health Month.
yeah.
We are saying men, but we know when you
Mm,
say men, you're trying to refer to male, the whole male
mm-hmm,
gender. How are
mm-hmm,
you making these conversations, how are you bringing it to the level of our boys, because they grow up to become men? And I
yeah.
think mental health should these conversations on mental health should also include our boys, because
Mm,
as much as when we are talking about women empowerment, we include our girls, because most of the
mm,
challenges starts from that stage and they progress to
yeah.
womanhood. So how
Mm-hmm.
are you making this also, how are you bringing it to the level of the boys? How are you including them in these conversations?
Yeah, so for me as a mental health first aider, I am
Mm,
always looking for avenues really for
mhm,
me to have conversation with our teenagers, our young people, both boys and girls, about mental health
mm,
and how and why
mm,
it is important for you to share how you are feeling. I
mm,
mean, sometimes I get opportunities to go to secondary schools and junior high schools to talk to them about mental
mm,
health, to talk to them about, I mean, how why it is important for you to talk about how you are feeling and how it is normal, it is okay because we are all students. We've all been students before. How it is normal,
yeah.
it is okay for you to be stressed and tired because of school and other things, and why it is very important for you to find ways to relax, for you to find way to distress and all that. And also, I am also a road tractor. So, I mean, if you know about Rotary and road track, we are always looking for avenues to solve societal problems and all that. So,
Mm,
through road tractor, I've had a chance to go to secondary schools, JHS, to talk to students about mental health, give them
mm,
easy tips, strategies for them to use when they are anxious, especially when it comes to examinations and other things. A couple of weeks ago, some of my retractors and I went to a school in Ashalaja,
okay.
in Accra here. We went to talk to the BEC candidates about
Mm,
how to prepare for examination and all that. And then I also handled the mental health aspect of it. If they are going to
yeah.
write the exams and then
Yeah.
they start getting anxious or they start
Mm-hmm.
getting scared, they start
Yeah.
getting panic attacks and all that.
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
strategies and things that they can do,
Oh,
especially
that's
in those
brilliant.
situations and all that.
Mm,
Yes. So these are conversations that we can have or should have with our children. If you are
yeah.
listening to me and then you have a child, you have a
Mm,
nephew or niece,
mm,
or a teenager at home in your neighborhood
mm,
who, I mean, shows signs of, maybe the person is stressed or the person is uh,
mm,
showing
and
signs of
anxiety.
probably anxiety and all that, it shouldn't
Mm,
shouldn't be something that we should shy away from. It's not something that we should tell them to man up. We shouldn't tell them to man up. We
mhm,
shouldn't tell them
mhm.
that, oh, this small thing and then you are getting angry about it. This small thing and then you are getting stressed about it. This small thing and you are getting moody and all that. Let's have honest, open conversations with our children. Let's have honest, open conversations with our teenagers, our young people in our communities. And mind you, as you are saying, as we talk to them about these things, they grow with it. They grow with it, and then also the generations that also come, they are also able to train and talk to them about these things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm
Mm.
glad you mentioned your initiatives and how you are using that to impact our
Mm-hmm.
boys, because our culture, the African culture, is not a Ghanaian thing. It's like the African culture
Yeah.
doesn't
Mm-hmm.
encourage us to speak up, even as kids. You
Yeah.
dare not speak back when your parents or an elderly person is trying to, even if the person is like lying on you, you can't defend yourself. Like, you just have to stay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So our culture hasn't really encouraged that kind of
Mm.
being
Mm-hmm.
assertive, trying to
Yeah.
open up, speak up. Growing up, I had those challenges with my parents. Like, there's no way, even with my mom, being a girl, you would think,
Mm.
okay, you can open up to your mom or you can
Mm.
open up to your dad. They are cool. They buy you gifts and all that, but you dare not. As a teenager, you can't go to your mom and just say, "Mom, I met this guy I like. How do I go?" Like,
Mm.
you can't have
Mm-hmm.
those conversations. Like, we didn't
Yeah.
have them. It's now that people are trying to be open because of civilization and stuff like that. But our
Yeah.
parents, like, they put in so much fear in you. You're afraid to even bring up
Mm.
these conversations.
Mm.
So there are boys who grow up with depression and then they become abusers, and it's a lot.
Mm.
So I'm really
Mm.
glad you are directing your
Yeah.
advocacies towards the boys too. It's very important, and kudos to
Mm-hmm.
you and your
Mm-hmm.
team. Kudos to you and your
Thank you.
team.
Thank you.
Okay, so finally we've come to the end of
Mm.
the conversation. But I'm sad, but
Yeah.
well, we have to we have to wrap up. But do you have any
Yeah.
final words for your guys, for women, for everybody listening to this conversation?
Mm. So, thank you to everyone for listening to this conversation, and
Mm,
to our men out there. Again, know that you are not alone. Know
mm,
that you don't have to man up. You don't have to keep things or your feelings to yourself. There are avenues, there are people who are ready to listen to, who are ready to assist you, especially when it comes to your challenges with work, with relationships, with other things. You are not alone, and it is okay, and it is normal for you to feel your feelings. It is
mm,
normal for you to cry. It is normal for you to be angry about things and all that. But always make sure that you are finding the right avenues, the right channels to manage the challenges and situations that you go through. And
mhm,
again, know that you are not alone.
mm. Thank you for that piece of advice. I think I'm taking it
Mhm.
for me and my girls too. We are not,
Yes, yes.
we are not alone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which football team has that slogan?
I have no idea. I'm not a sports
I think
fanatic.
it's.
So that
Oh,
one.
really? I think it's
Oh
either
yeah. I don't
Manchester
like
or
sports.
Liverpool. I don't remember.
No, so I think no, I think it's Liverpool that says we never walk alone
Walk
also.
alone. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you'll never walk alone. Yeah, I think it's Liverpool.
Oh, okay. Then we are borrowing that
Mhm.
slogan.
You never walk alone. Yeah.
Oh, Ben, this has been a very
Mhm.
insightful conversation. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
your time, for the
Thank
education
you
and
too.
everything you've shared with us today. Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
Hmm.
You
Thank you
can go
too.
ahead now and share your social media handles so that we can follow you and then support your
Yes.
advocacy. Yeah.
Ah, great. So I am at @deben_brown on all social media platforms. So @deben_brown on Instagram and X, or formerly Twitter,
Okay.
and Thread. So it's at @deben_. So
Mm,
@deben_brown. And then I mean on LinkedIn, on Facebook, it is Ben Brown on
okay.
all those platforms. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, and I also have a blog,
Okay.
benbrowngh.wordpress.com, where I write poems and sometimes articles and others there. So you can go
Mm,
and read that there. Yeah. So
all
I
right.
look forward to connecting to all our listeners and having amazing conversations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll share that on the social media page. And yes, anyone can follow your page and then connect with you through those channels you've just given us. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Thanks
too.
to
It's been a
everybody who
pleasure.
has, yes, thanks to everybody who has also made time to listen to this conversation. Enjoy your evening, Ben. We'll catch up later.
Okay, thank you, Abigail.
Okay. Bye.